The Georgia Bulldogs are fresh off another record-setting performance at the NFL Draft. How about we take a look at some rapid-fire draft notes?
Told them, how about the fucking dogs? That's what I told them.
The Bulldogs saw 10 players taken in the 2023 NFL Draft. That tied them for the most of any school in the country. That is the second most in NFL history, behind only the record-setting 15 players taken in the 2022 NFL Draft. Georgia's 25 picks over the last 2 years sets an NFL record for the most by any school over a 2-day span in the common draft era. Now, who was the previous record holder? That would be your Georgia Bulldogs in the 2 years before that. Now, if we include the 2021 draft, the Georgia Bulldogs have had a total of 34 players taken, which would best the previous record from Florida State, which had 29 players taken over a 3-year period. Even if you start with the first draft after the Bulldogs' national title in 2021, that previous 3-year record is in serious jeopardy. And talk about proof of concept. The Georgia Bulldogs have had 19 defensive players taken over the last 3 drafts, including every starter from that 2021 national championship defense. Kirby Smart has had 55 players drafted in his first 7 years at the University of Georgia, including 15 first-round draft picks. That's more first-round draft picks than the rest of the SEC East combined in that time period. That's more first-round picks than the Tennessee Vols have had since the Clinton administration, and more first-round draft picks than the legendary Bear Bryant had in 25 years as the head coach at the University of Alabama. That's more overall draft picks in that time frame than Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney, Pete Carroll, Lincoln Riley, Mark Richt, Steve Spurrier, Urban Meyer, and Mack Brown. Huge hat tip to Chris Marlar for those gems. But wait, there's more. From 2013 to 2021, the University of Georgia did not have a single defensive lineman taken in the NFL Draft. With Jalen Carter being taken number 9 overall, the Bulldogs now have had 4 defensive linemen taken in the first round in the last 2 years. This is a fun one. Georgia is the only university to have a tight end drafted in each of the last 5 NFL drafts. The Pittsburgh Steelers made Broderick Jones the 4th Georgia offensive lineman to be taken in the first round and the 10th overall since 2017. From 2003 to 2016, Georgia had 10 offensive linemen drafted, and only one of those was a first rounder. You don't have to be a football expert to know that what the Georgia Bulldogs are doing as far as turning out talent for the NFL Draft is special. But when you have experts in the field out there saying things like this, it becomes simply a fact that no one can deny. The bottom line on the situation in Athens is this: there has been a loss of talent. There has been turnover on the coaching staff. Yet all the Georgia Bulldogs did is go out and replace 15 NFL draft picks, 4 assistant coaches, and go back-to-back, winning their second consecutive national championship going away. The simple fact is that no one has been as dominant as the Georgia Bulldogs over the last 2 seasons, going 29-1 in their last 30 games. If you think this was a fluke, if you think the process that made this success possible is going to change, if you believe that Kirby Smart has not built Georgia football to sustain success, you are simply in denial. Go Dogs!
We will not be hunted at the University of Georgia. I can promise you that.